You already know who it is. It's the OutLIer B. I'm right back up at you cats with another episode. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling today? Did y'all miss me? I'm back. I'm back. I will explain why I was missing the last couple of days. We'll explain what was going on. We'll speak about how that relates to the overall plan. And we're going to speak about some things that I'm looking to do in the future. And when I speak about the future, I mean right now, Mr. Sams. Right now. Expeditiously. What up with y'all, man? I'm back, man. I missed y'all, man. I missed y'all. How y'all feeling and how y'all doing today, man? I definitely be missing you cats when I'm going, yo. I thinks about you. I like what we establishing here. I like what we establishing here, my people. These mid-morning or early morning walks, they feel good. You guys have to be out here with me. Have to be out here with me to feel it. Just listen. You hear that? You hear that? The bugs. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sound. It's a beautiful feeling too, my people. You know, I don't know what it is. Being up under this nightly sky on this beautiful planet we call Earth. It's wonderful, man. Wonderful feeling being alive. Wonderful feeling being alive. I think that's my boy Daniel. What up, Daniel? Happy Friday. Sup, everybody? Ain't nothing. How you feeling, Daniel? What you got planned for this weekend? What you getting into? I ain't doing much, man. I ain't doing much. Somebody said hit like, sub, and double tap. Facts, facts, facts. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. You know? But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling, man. Look at the fog in the background. Look at the fog in the background. I love that. Then you said, thanks for the wrench. I'm getting good. Thank you. No problem, man. I like the fact that you here, my brother. Like the fact that you here. You know? Definitely appreciate you. So, yeah. Last night was cool. Came home early. Got back my normal schedule. So, I came home very, very, very early, my people. I ate. Then I went to sleep. Woke back up early. Did some thinking about what we're going to speak about today. And we here. You know, you wash, rinse, and repeat. We got 6 people in that check-in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if this is something that you're into. And what is this? This ain't nothing special, my people. Just a dude walking him way to work, just a chilling. Y'all see the way that look down there, man? It look kind of creepy, son. All this fog, don't it? It look kind of creepy down here. But I like that. I like the way it look. It's cool. You know? Yep. So, yeah. You know, it's the wash, rinse, and repeat thing. Woke up early. Ironed my clothes. Scrubbed my skin inside of the shower. Got all that dead skin up off me. Scrubbed my feet. I got one of them back scrubbers that scrub the dead skin off your back. Did that. Got out the shower. Put on my clothes. Put on some cologne. And now I walked out the house feeling good, smelling good. I'm neat. And I'm ready to just attack the day. Just ready to attack the day, my people. You know? So, let me explain the absence. I've been gone for the last couple of days. But if you guys been following me long enough, you will know that we have different times of the year. Different times of the year where different things are more important. So it's like a sliding scale, sliding slot. Sometimes I'm traveling more than I would normally travel. Other times I'm putting in work more than I will put on any other day. And then other times I'm producing more for the YouTube, more and more. But it's like a sliding scale. Sometimes you get 30%, sometimes you get 60% of something else. You get 5% of something else. But the fact of the matter is, if you're doing something that you could look back on and say, well, this pushed me closer to my overall goals, then that time was not wasted, my people. That time was not wasted. So for example, we going through our work, man, we going through 3 separate audits, my people. 3 separate audits. Now, this is internal investigations for our company. And they serious people. They serious people. What you don't want is them to look through all your paperwork, to look at all your procedures, and then be able to pluck holes through them and say, well, you're not covering this and you're not covering that, because it makes your department look incompetent. So you guys know I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to certain things. And I'm showing the procedures and I'm seeing some stuff like, damn, it's a hole here. And they actually figured out a couple of holes and we had to fix those holes. So the last couple of days, I've been doing a whole bunch of work trying to make sure that the procedures flag certain things that's happening in the system. And that's what we've been doing with it. So it's been taking my work schedule and pushing me to do different times that I normally don't do. And when that happens, it kind of throw off my sleep a little bit. I come in to work at different times and, I can't do these same walks. So that's the reason why we've been going. But again, it's Friday. I look back onto Monday and I'm like, damn, yo, I learned a whole lot, man. Learned a whole lot. It's pushing me further in my career that I'm going to. And I'm becoming the person that I definitely always wanted to be in the company. You feel me? Definitely becoming the person in the company that they go to. And it feels good, feels good. Definitely feels good. So I could look back on the week. It's Friday now, look back on the week. And if somebody asks me if I wasted that time giving it to a company, I would say absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I did learn a lot and I grew as a person. And from all my experiences, man, whatever you learn, it's always going to come up. You may not know when it's going to come up, but no knowledge ever goes wasted. It's definitely going to come up in another way. And if you're putting it in for the job, trust me, it's going to come up. It's going to come up. And this makes you an asset, It makes you an asset. And if you're an asset, people are going to want to keep you around. People are going to want to keep you around if you are an asset. Now, this leads us into something else, my people. Something else. Well, we got 3 people on the check-in. Hit that like button. We got 4 likes. Hit that subscribe button. If this is something that you into, let me reach out to y'all before I tell y'all some of the things that's happening on the page. So where you guys coming in from, man? What time is it where you are? Where you cats coming in from? What time is it where you are? And what you got planned for the weekend, man? What's up, my outliers? Y'all my outliers. Anybody in the check-in? Y'all are my outliers, man. You guys are my outliers. What y'all getting into? And how was y'all week? I'm over here talking about myself. I ain't even asked you cats, Right now, we're in Nassau County in Long Island, a little village out here. I ain't gonna tell y'all which village. I start work early, so I leave the crib early. And I talk to you guys while I'm on my way to the train station. We are in Nassau County, New York, a suburb of New York City. We are about 30 to 45 minutes away from Queens. And we're about 45, 50 to an hour away from money-making Manhattan, from Penn Station. I could get over there in the blink of an eye. Straight to Penn Station, my people. Straight to Penn Station. Yep. So where you guys checking in from, man? Where you cats checking in from? But why y'all do that? I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. I preach school. I always preach school. I tell you, school will teach you, college I'm speaking about, they're gonna teach you how to follow procedures. They're gonna teach you how to be a good worker. They're gonna teach you how to make arguments. They're gonna teach you how to critically think, things like that. But what they do not teach you is how to use your own skills to make money, how to use your interests and your skills to make money. So I look at that type of stuff, and now, I look at my personality and what I like to do and the things that make me happy. And one of the things that make me happy is teaching. My father was a teacher. That's crazy, and that's straight my pops. I look just like him. My mother always say we got similar personalities. And I think that maybe that's the Lewis foundation that I got from my father, that both of us are teachers. And I really like to learn things, and then I like to teach people some of the stuff that I learn. And that's what excites me. That's what really puts light in my eye. So I like doing that. So I initially started off with documentaries, telling people interesting stories about where I'm from, New York City and Long Island. We're going to still do that because I love history. I love telling stories. And these documentaries give me a chance to do that. So that's something that I love to do. I figured I put these things on YouTube, teach people about history, teach people about human psychology and how all of these things relate. And I think that's interesting. So that's one of my ventures that I'm doing outside of here. And then my next venture is how to use AI, my people. I'm gonna do a tutorial on AI, artificial intelligence. Everyone's afraid of AI, I'm learning how to build agents and how agents can work for me. And you can have a bunch of agents and have like a whole research staff that's giving you information. I'm learning these things. Also, with that audit at work that I was telling you guys about, I've been using AI to help me code in VBA. Now, I've learned a lot of thinking like a computer scientist. I have a degree in computer science, but this VBA and using it in conjunction with AI, it creates a whole different monster, y'all. It creates a whole different monster, and it makes you a better version of yourself, makes you a better version of yourself. Now, if you're not lazy, if you're not taking shortcuts, if you really want to learn things the right way, AI can most definitely help you out, man. We got somebody on the check-in. Justin Powers, what up, Justin? He says, sounds great. I will subscribe. Thanks, Justin. Thanks for the subscription, my brother. Yeah, so teaching AI and teaching people how to use AI. Like, AI has been a force in my life, yo. Been a force in my life. I do a lot of reading. I got a subscription with Audible. And one of the books I just finished was this thing from Quincy Jones. I wouldn't call it a biography. However, it is a look into the way he sees the world and how he sees work, how he looks at his career. And if you guys know, Quincy Jones has been one of the most influential artists of our time. Maybe one of the greatest ever to ever put it down. I mean, he's that great, and he's touched that many lives and touched that many projects. And he also mentored a lot of young artists. So from the who's who in the industry, they done spoke to Quincy Jones or his daughters or his son. They definitely been around him. So just looking at some of that type of stuff and just applying it to what I do. It's cool, man. It's definitely cool. And I think the world needs to know how to use AI. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's something that's going to make you a better person, makes you a better person. A lot of people I speak to, they nervous about AI. They say that it's going to get them lazy. And I challenge them to think in a different way. Not lazy, but let's look at what you do and what's taking up a lot of the times. A lot of the times what we're doing is gathering up the resources. If we go back to my Visual Basics program and stuff, the vast majority of the time that I would spend would be trying to get the correct syntax and the logic. Now, AI, it can kind of help you with the logic, but from all my dealings with it, like the prompt that I feed it determines the type of results that I get. So basically what that tells me is that there's a huge, huge, huge learning curve. So someone with no understanding of computer programming will never be able to do what I can do with AI and programming languages. And then someone who knows programming languages better than me, I won't be able to do what they can do with it. So, I look at that and say that I don't think that AI will take human jobs. However, people who are intuitive, they will be able to use AI to make a difference, and make them a better person. I was looking at AI agents, and people have it set up where they can upload pages, like they could get research and have different AI agents do all of this stuff to a point where it's just automated. And every Tuesday you get an update. I want to get to that level because that kills the time of me trying to get these resources in and reading everything. It's like, think of the president. Think of the president, right? The way I look at it and the way you get AI to work for you is you make the final decisions. You bring in all the logic, but AI is going to tell you what's important, and it saves the time of you making smaller decisions in order for you to focus on the larger decisions. And I think that that's where AI is used for, and that's what I want to teach people to do. So we got somebody on the check-in. He said, has AI taken over programming jobs? Yeah, it definitely is. Making the job smaller, putting a decrease in the market again, is definitely affecting the market. But at the same time, again, less programmers. But, now you're going to have prompt engineers, things like that. So, like at my job, with the VBA that I was using to help me solve these issues with IG, it's just a different language now. It's really a different language. So, and that language is closer to human language. So, again, like syntax are the instructions that you're going to give the computer. That's what they call the instructions, the syntax. So, if you don't know the syntax, you can't communicate with the program and tell it what to do. So the hardest part is learning the actual way to program things and how to break down solutions into smaller problems. That's the hardest part. But another barrier is the syntax. And that's very, very hard. Just learning the syntax. And, if I tell it count this, or an if statement is supposed to be structured this way, that's hard too, if you don't know how to do it. What AI does is take that part away, because you can tell it in human language what you want it to do. So let's say I have two cells. I say, okay, I have this value or this type of value in this column. I have this type of value in this column. Create a new column that multiplies this column if this is this and this is that and this is that. So you can ask you can ask it to create a program that does that, and it will do it perfectly for you, and everything will work. And that's one of the classes that I wanted to teach. Visual Basics programming with no code, with absolutely no code, teaching people how to tell the computer what it wants the computer to do in your language, like you're talking to a person, like you're looking at it and you're saying, you know what, hide column X, you know what, hide column Z. And you're just typing this in, and then AI is giving you the code for it. You just copy it and paste it, yo. You understand what I'm saying? Just copy it and paste it. My boy Justin said you explained it very well. Thanks. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, man. Somebody says, you'll blindly trust the bots and let them program you. He said, well, I blindly trust bots and let them program me. All right, let me tell you this. And we're gonna, using an analogy to break that down. So y'all know I got a pump. I have an insulin pump, right? And it controls how much insulin goes in my body. And I can allow my doctor to have access to my records, right? And I'm thinking, let's say they had access to be able to control how much insulin goes into my body. Would I trust somebody to do that? The answer is hell no. I wouldn't trust no doctor to have control over a system that can directly influence how much insulin goes in my body. Hell no. I need that type of control. Nah. So to your question, will I blindly trust bots? Hell no, I don't blindly trust bots. Nope. No, sir. My boy Smooth Bandit, he came in and said, train your replacement. Train my replacement. That's what you're saying with AI? I mean, true to a certain extent, yes. To a certain extent, yes. But like I said, that can free up your mind to think of the bigger structural issues. The bigger structural issues. So look at it like a basketball coach, right? A basketball coach. If I'm a coach of any sport, and all I got to do is worry about the strategy that we're going to use on game day. I don't got to worry about the nutritionist. I don't got to worry about stretching the players. I don't got to worry about making sure that they come to practice. And all I can do is just sit up there and design plays. Then I believe that you become even more powerful, because you're distilling the processes that actually matter. And you're taking off time for things that you don't necessarily even need. And that's a core concept that computer programmers use. It's called data encapsulation. And it's the same type of process that you see in vehicles. So you can have a headlight that goes out, but the vehicle is still gonna run because that's independent of the engine. And that's like kind of way that you can look at data encapsulation. So we got Smooth up in here. He said, the reason China will ultimately dominate this sector is because their investment in renewable energy. Smooth, you make a great point, Smooth. You make a great point, my brother. A great point, We'll get into some of these topics, man. I got to head out because we did make it to the 7-Eleven. But come back, Smooth. Smooth Bandit, come back, man. I like the way you think, my brother. I like the way you think. You definitely pushing the conversation forward. But I'm up out of here, man. Thank you, cats, for checking in. Peace out, yo. Love y'all.